we go again. Hello, welcome back. As promised, I am so ready to dive into the books of 2025. Spoiler alert, I've already read two. One overlapped with last year and one came in from the library. It's just been good so far. I don't plan to have too many set out at this stage, but there are a few that I know of that are due out. I have a couple in my stack from Christmas that I really would like to get to, and I have a list of saved books on my Goodreads that some more than others I'd like to get to. I'm also desperate to get onto Goodreads and have a look through the author recommended list for me. I haven't done this yet. I thought I would do it now so that I can do it in a kind of first impression way. So I'm gonna get my laptop up, bring up Goodreads, fabulous. So shout out to Ellen Miller actually, who did a video exactly in this way, and I just thought it was a brilliant feature of Goodreads for first off, and a great video to watch. Hopefully a lot of people have got different lists so you can get good ideas, but let's have a look. So we go to home, my home, browse, new releases. Yes, okay, right, so hopefully this should be somewhere on screen for you also, but we'll go through by month. It will show me the books that it's recommending to me based on what I've already read. I guess what I've read, but also what's in my saved books, I'm hoping, because that would be really comprehensive. Oh yeah, okay, it says new books from authors on your shelves, so multiple shelves, all of them. This is going to be good. Okay, January. Oh, Onyx Storm. I am so excited if you couldn't tell. The release date is January the 21st this year. I actually have this on pre-order, so it's going to be dropping through my letterbox hopefully on that day. This is a drop everything and read book for me, so I am very excited. Oh, enough said. Right, next month, February. Okay, we have another Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies type book, so Compendium of Lost Tales. This one's due out the 11th of February. I enjoyed the book, I really did. Yeah, it was a really nice read. So I'm happy to get back into that little world again. I think I would like to read that. I think realistically it's one that I'd get from the library rather than purchase. But yeah, equally very exciting. That's the only one that I have in February. So we go on to March. Okay, so I've got no new releases due from my authors in March. That's fine. April, okay. So we have Gifted and Talented by Olivia Blake. Release date is the 1st of April. So I did read, oh goodness, what are they called? So the Atlas 6, the Atlas Complex and Paradox. I really enjoyed the first book. And as I said last week, I just think the other two didn't quite reach their potential. So maybe this one will be different. Again, I'd happily give this a read. I picked this up from the library. I think I've actually seen people have pre-release copies of this. I don't recall the reactions, or if I've just seen them in haul type videos. I'll have a look, or I'll keep my eye out anyway. The next book is a Mark Lawrence book. Okay, so the book that wouldn't burn from last year that I read. This one's called The Book That Held Her Heart. I think this actually will be in the same series, but I've got a couple to read before I get to this one. So depending on how those go, yeah, brilliant. That one is the 8th of April. On to May. Nothing for May, fair enough, fair enough. June. Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. So I do have a Taylor Jenkins Reid book in my saved or want to read list, and I think this was really down to the hype of it. I've seen mixed reviews from multiple people on her books, both between the different books and within the same book. So I'm unsure if I'd really want to get to this one. This one's called Atmosphere. It says it's set in the 1980s with the backdrop of the Space Shuttle program and the lengths that we go to live and love beyond our limits. Interesting. That one does sound really good actually. Maybe I'd get to that one before the others. Interesting. Yeah, okay. July. And nothing yet for July. Oh, okay, and that's all they're going to give me right now. Okay, so there's a couple of good ones. Brilliant. Good to know. Let me get the ones that I've got currently that I'm planning to read pretty quickly. Spoiler alert for another video that I've got coming, which is the books that I've kind of gathered over the last couple of months. Like, we obviously had Christmas and my birthday, but we have Ultra Processed People, which is the one that I mentioned last week. I had it on my list for a long time, and it was just never one that I went out to physically buy. I'd see it in bookshops all the time and not pick it up. There was always a fiction book to read. I'm really interested in and try to live quite a, I guess, naturally led life, and food is the latest area that I would love to implement a bit more. We actually grow a lot of our own, obviously more some months than others in the UK, but it's just mind-blowing to me how much food is not natural. So I am really keen to read this and to learn from the best. Another book that I am itching to pick up and read is Tales from the Cafe. So this is a Japanese translated book. It's linked to the book Before the Coffee Gets Cold, which I haven't read, so I'm hoping they're standalone, or I believe they are, but I'm hoping just to get a few good life lessons, I suppose, from these types of books. That's all I really know what to say about it at this point, but I'm looking forward to reading it. Like, I'm really intrigued, really intrigued. Okay, I'll put those there. Let's take a quick look at my want to read list, my want to read shelf. I went through the other day and there were a couple on there that I have already placed holds on at the local library. My top, let's do 5. The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. I would really like to read that book. I'd also like to read the next book in the Book That Wouldn't Burn series. So that's The Book That Broke the World. I have that one on my library reserve list now. I read Circe in 2023. I don't read much Greek mythology, but I really enjoyed that book. So I would like to read a couple more similar. The series of Atalanta, Electra, Hera. So whichever one I should read first of those, I'm going to pick that up also. Oh, Ariadne, that's the first book, I believe. I've heard a lot of good things of the Ministry of Time in the last month or so, with everybody doing roundup reviews of their reading year, and so I'd really like to pick this one up to give it a read. What else? What else? What else? Ooh, Nocticadia. Not one that I hear too much about, but the one person that I did hear speak about this gave it rave reviews, so I put that straight on my list. So that's one that I believe I have reserved through the library. And Spark of the Everflame, that series, I'd really like to start that one. Spark of the Everflame, Nocticadia, The Poppy War, and what did I say? Oh, The Book That Broke the World. Ah, and The Ministry of Time. Okay, 6. So I've got the 6 there, the 2 there, and what we said about the books that are recommended. Yeah, that sounds like a good year, right? I think month to month I'm going to be picking up books based on what is available, what's going to be available for me in the library, what I have here at home, and the books that I see out and about in bookshops. I really like the idea of TBRs and TBR jars, and I love watching those videos, I really do. In fact, they're one of my favourites because of the bit of drama about it and the chance, I suppose. But I think realistically I wouldn't work that way, and it might stop me reading books that I really would like to read because I'm not realistically going to be getting through 6 books a month. That's a little bit out of my range. So I will do roundup videos, I think, each month of the books I have read, but I think I'll leave it quite loose. So I will leave a list of the books that I have mentioned here, specifically those that I will want to read in 2025. There are a couple that we ummed and ahed about, so I will hold myself accountable to that list, but where we get to read them, it will be fluid. So I hope that's alright. The important thing is that I'm excited to read every one of them. So yeah, I think that's quite varied. I'm looking forward to it. Olivie